Tadu. And so set a good motivation. For the sake of all sentient beings, I will achieve the state of enlightenment. For this purpose, I'm going to receive the holy teachings, Lamrim, and practice accordingly in order to benefit sentient beings.
Oh yeah, thank you. What?
See, Kasate, working the right.
You about committed because we need to share this.
Yeah, so today I'm going to talk about how their order is definite regarding the special insight and the come abiding.
He need a lumber in police or another. I don't know. He need to raise it. I want to get when we did the show. But to the show. I want to develop a new program. They told you what to do. But you need to do my
How their order is definite, then Jeremiah quoted Entering the Bodhisattva Way by Shantideva. It says, having understood that special insight conjoined with shamatha destroys the afflictions, first seek shamatha, come abiding. So in the sutra system, so one has to first attain come abiding, then attain special insight.
Me para kanda se tinchi do bomba shi bi shi ni da kade dan li si shin ja ji dewa chi da kanda shi ni sta ta li si shin ja ji dewa chi wi ta ko ni to ro
And so Xinjiang gi dewa.
li si shin ja ji dewa ni ta shi ni ni ta da ra da de ta chi ni ro ta shi ro ni ta da ra da de ta to ni to de kan do hi kan su bi ni mu sta de ke ba sa ma no ga jin ba ta chi ni ne se kan su bi ni sta de ke chi ma哇，这是你的地理。
公司你啲女性先生嘅電話嘅是呢啦，
哦，这是你的主意，当我设计你把它设计都恐怕是你喜欢的给把它干，喜欢的给把它真的是实际上给我的，对不对？也不是，你给我的，哇，
人哋送入那個拉啲過出嘛，
设计你把它干的，设计你把它的对对都什么干？对什么干的？最喜欢的给把，对吧？喜欢的给把真的。这历史实际上是给我的记，历史实际上是给我的记，我的最喜欢的东西。哦，你懂不？
女性先生啲電話啲叫啦，叫話呢啲是你多嘅咯。
喜欢懂不？什么嘛？喜欢是大少，但这个喜欢是大少，不吧？
是你哦，
你是大大的对不对？很多喜欢是大这个对不对？喜欢对哪里的我他看了，他觉得接触进去的，很多告诉你牛目，很多他看到告诉你也是我。
發動啲。
哦，很多。
嗰種有冇啲幫你？
上面的这个，这个因素，把我们这个，你说的我们现在，我想的也，就得了个吧。
是你大啦，啲你啲下動啲嘢咯。你啲下動啲，咁種有冇啲三分之一吧啲幫嘢咯。Yeah. So when one focus his mind single pointedly on a virtuous object, and independence on that, one's laxity and excitements are subsided or eliminated. So when the bliss of physical pliancy and mental pliancy arises in one's mind, then one obtains come abiding. So independence on this horse of come abiding. So horse of come abiding. So the come abiding is likened to a horse, but likened to a mount. So in dependence on this, or from within come abiding, one attains special insight. the special insight that is able to eliminate the appearance of the three realms, including their seeds. So I repeat. So when one focus one's mind single-pointedly on a virtuous object, and then the laxity and excitement will be eliminated, one's concentration will be free of laxity and excitement. So when the bliss of physical pliancy and mental pliancy arises in one's mind, one attains calm abiding. In dependence on the calm abiding, or from within the calm abiding, one attains the special insight. The special insight that is able to abandon the afflictions of the three realms, including their seeds. So with regard to that, you may wonder the following. So with regard to this, so you first accomplish shamatha and then cultivate special insight based on it. So with regard to these, then some may wonder this. So it's a doubt form. So you may wonder the following. So the first stages of meditation says that the object observed in shamatha is unspecified. When it says its object of observation is unspecified. And as explained above, the objects of samatha can include both conditioned phenomena and ultimate reality. So the object of observations for calm abiding can be the ultimate reality or emptiness. So therefore, it should actually be possible to first understand the meaning of emptiness, and then by focusing and meditating on that, to simultaneously generate both shamatha, a mind not distracted, and special insight, observing emptiness. So why first seek shamatha and then cultivate special insight? So this is quam, doubt. So it says that it can be, they are special calm abiding that observes ultimate reality as well. So there is no need to gradually first generate shamatha or calm abiding, then cultivate special insight. There is no need. So because you can simultaneously generate both shamatha and the special insight. So this is one.
That's about the was the 돈이 또 받더니 힘이 또 가를 한도
동이 또 받점기
돈이 또 받더니
또 왜 따와 돼요?
따와 이만 찍어 힘이 고마 한도
음.
어디 어디 저봐 되고
내일 하기
내일 그 너무 좋아하네 그 받을 수 있어 와 진짜 준비셔서 대받아
내일 맞으면 내 얼마 안 벌어요.
어디를 막 담벌 진짜 준비셔 대받아 내가 막 담벌 와 가나 कोई निमित्त जागी से जाओ ये वहाँ की वो ये लगा ले अच्छा करेंगे कि जैसे तुम भी जैसे ऊपर ये दामों
신바 안 벌어요.
हम बताऊंगा
So to reply or to answer this point, then there are three. How's it? The answer given, then there are three stages. There are three stages in the given answer. So this is how the first stage is. So this is how shamatha proceeds on special insight. So because they say that you can achieve calm abiding and special insight at the same time. So however, the answer is one has to attain shamatha first, then special insight. So then the answer says that this is how shamatha precedes special insight. So prior shamatha is not necessary to induce an understanding of the view that realizes emptiness. So because the view is also seen to arise in the absence of shamatha. So meaning shamatha shamatha does not necessarily shamatha is not required for the generations of understanding of the view that realizes selflessness or emptiness, because the view is also seen to arise in the absence of shamatha. So that means you don't have to achieve shamatha in order to generate an understanding of the view that realizes selflessness. So prior shamatha is also unnecessary to induce an experience of mental transformation concerning that view, because even without shamatha, there is nothing contradictory in an experience of mental transformation arising through repeatedly cultivating analysis by means of fine investigative wisdom. So meaning, again, in order to generate an experience of mental transformation concerning this view, then shamatha is also not required. So that means you can generate an experience of mental transformation concerning that view without having first achieved shamatha. So if it were contradictory, then it would certainly follow from the same reason that the experience of mental transformation arising with respect to impermanence, the faults of cyclic existence, or training in bodhicitta would also depend on shamatha. So if it were contradictory, then in order to to generate an experience of mental transformation in respect to impermanence, then you can meditate on impermanence, and you experience the mental transformation, and you can meditate on the fault of cyclic existence. Then one experience the mental transformation. Similarly, one can train in bodhicitta, and then one generate the experience of mental transformation without shamatha. One can meditate on emptiness, faults of cyclic existence, and train in bodhicitta, and experience a mental transformation in relation to this without shamatha. So if we were contradictory, then it would follow that one cannot experience this if one has not first achieved calm abiding.
다음에 밑에 들 마시고 다 된다. 다음에 밑에는 소도 비시를 비네 제공 마시 봐. 제공 마시 봐. 한도 뭐지 또 보면 나도 한도에 토발라. 나 간다. 내버려 제공 집이 시간이 되어지 제공. 제공 집이 또지 에 되어지 같이 제공이나 한도 두걸 봐. 제공 신이 대원이 내공 집이 시간이 되어지 같이 제공나 한도 이게 두걸. 또 두걸. 다음에 밑에는 손도 비시를 비네 제공 마시 봐. 한도 한도 공식이 또 봐. 지금 말이지. 내가 지금 얘기했어. 지금 그래. 지금 그래. 이나 되라. 신의 말투에서 다음에 고아들이 데이터가 야 집하시는 신이 두고 말해. 신의 말투가 뭐라? 나 이거 되나. 고아들이 지금 같이 제바이나 신의 두요. 그래서 신의 두요 말로. 신의 말투 되라. 신의 두요 말했어. 이 신의 두요 말에 뭐 제바. 다 제고 뭐 제바. 너무 제바이나 신이 두 개라 되는 신이 두 그래. 야 신이 두나야 신이 맨처음에 방송야 두요. 그래서 그래 너무 제발나 신이 짱 두고 야 되려야 그래도 두요 말와. 두요 말와. 그래도 두요 말했어. 한도 매 왔습니다. 네. 내가 너무 전에 신이 이게 한도 그 신이 대안에 제발이나 시작이 되어 제발이나 한도 신이 지금 신이 지금 그래서 신이 거잖아. 내가 되는데 한도 공부해 봐. 맞아 예시. 그러니까 되게 간다 당분간 세고 제로 간다 똥만이 되어서 수도 매치르지 이거 같이 제바이나 간다 이게 집까지 간다 토피야 돼요 말이지 그러나 이게 토요 말 나와서 이게 토요 말 근데 너도 봐시구나 이게 토요 말이지 제고 맞아봐 그것도 그런 신이 나와 똥만이 되어서 신이 나네 그거 내가 상황반에 누구 제바이나 야 네가 신이 통을 돼야 돈도 좀 나왔어 이거 토요 말이지 네 장바마다 안도 보여. 내 텐디 신이 더 봐. 단 조고 집이 신이 더 봐. 내가 때니 간다. 제고 양가 제고 전에 제고 시장에 대화를 거리게 봐이나 또 도구리에스 신이 같은 거 도구 좋아. 다 이거 지나 거 좋아하시고. 제가 말 뭐마다 뒤게 시험도 와. 뭐 dinga 얘가 뭐니 내가 제고 쉐바던지 와던지 제 도구도 좋아. 도구 언니 또 봤더니 내가 신이 도구도 와. 어디
So in what way then does shamatha precede special insight? This is the second stage. So in what way then does shamatha precede special insight? Here, the context for the generations of special insight is that of ordinary beings with no prior realization arisen from meditation who newly generate it. So here the context is for the generation of special insight. The context for this generation of special insight is that of ordinary beings with no prior realization arisen from meditation who newly generates it. So it's for ordinary beings without prior realization arisen from meditation who newly generates calm abiding and special insight. So the order is like this: you have to first achieve calm abiding, then you generate special insight. So in this regard, there is a method of meditation of selflessness with a special awareness that realizes emptiness. So its peculiarities will be explained below. So apart from that, analytical meditation is necessary in the vehicle of the perfections and in the three lower classes of Tantra, because special insight, which is a realization born from meditation or a reason from meditation, does not arise unless you have examined the meaning of selflessness by means of fine investigative wisdom and then engage it. Fine investigative wisdom, in other words, or other translation is wisdom of individual analysis. So one has to first achieve calm abiding and then achieve special insight. So so when we talk about special insight in general, so if it is a special insight, it is not necessarily a special insight that observe emptiness, not necessarily. So when we talk about special insight in general, so it doesn't specifically refer to the special insight that observes emptiness, not necessary. So this special insight that observes emptiness is a special has a special insight or extraordinary special insight that observes emptiness. So these are kind of type of special insight. So, and how do they call it? Yeah, so in order to achieve special insight, then one must first achieve calm abiding. So from within the calm abiding, one do analysis. So you analyze the object with the wisdom of individual analysis or fine investigative wisdom. By the power of the analytical meditations, whenever the bliss of pliancy arises in one's mind, one achieve special insight. So one first achieve calm abiding, and then from within the calm abiding, one analyze the object with the wisdom of individual analysis or fine investigative wisdom. So by the power of these analytical meditations, whenever the bliss of pliancy arises in one's mind, one attain or achieve special insight. So one has to first achieve calm abiding, and then independence on that, or from within that, one achieve special insight. So if one yeah, so if one hasn't achieved calm abiding, no matter how much analytical meditation that you do, you cannot achieve calm abiding. So if you have not achieved calm abiding, so no matter how much analytical meditations you do, you cannot achieve calm abiding. So yeah, similarly, no matter how much stabilizing meditations you do, you cannot, dependence on that, you cannot achieve, by just that, you cannot achieve special insight. So as it says here, yeah, if you seek an understanding of selflessness and repeatedly analyze its meaning prior to accomplishing shamatha, you will be unable to accomplish shamatha in reliance upon that because you have not accomplished shamatha. If you perform non-analytical placement meditations or stabilizing meditations, however, you can achieve shamatha in reliance on that. This will only be a method for assessing shamatha, a method to achieve shamatha, and you will need a method for assessing special insight distinct from that. So that means you cannot, based on the stabilizing meditations, you cannot achieve the special insight. So you need a method for assessing special insight distinct from that. So you need analytical meditations. So therefore, you seek special insight afterward. Yeah, so in brief, one has to first achieve calm abiding, then achieve special insight. So without first achieving calm abiding, no matter no matter how much analytical meditations that you do, you cannot develop the bliss of, you cannot generate the bliss of physical pliancy and mental pliancies in your mind stream. So if the pliancy of, if the bliss of physical and mental pliancy do not arise in one's mind, one cannot achieve special insight by the power of analytical meditations. So one cannot achieve special insight. Then don't mention that one will also not achieve calm abiding. So meaning one has to first achieve calm abiding. Then from within calm abiding, one do analysis. So by the power of analysis or by the power of analytical meditations, whenever the bliss of physical pliancy and mental pliancy arise in one's mind stream, then one achieves a special insight. So this is the order. This is the order. And come to the third stage is, it is completely unreasonable to not meditate in accordance with that order. So that means if you do not meditate in this order, first achieve calm abiding and then achieve special insight later, then it is completely unreasonable. Because the unraveling the intense sutra says that you cultivate special insight in reliance upon the attainment of shamatha. So that means you first achieve calm abiding or shamatha, then you cultivate special insight. Furthermore, the latter grow based on the earlier ones. So similarly, the earlier ones refer to the inviting, then the later is special insight. So refers to the sequence of meditative civilization and wisdom within the 6 perfections. So sequence of meditative civilization. So here in this context, this meditative civilization refers to calm abiding, and wisdom refers to special insight in this context. So within the 6 perfections, so the sequence also is you first generate the meditative civilization and then wisdom. So in particular, the arising of the higher training in wisdom in reliance upon the higher training in concentration is an order in which you first cultivate shamatha before special insight is cultivated. So similarly, in the context of 3 higher trainings, one also has to cultivate shamatha or calm abiding before special insight. So bodhisattva levels and sravaka levels also say that special insight is cultivated in reliance upon shamatha, essence of the middle way, entering the bodhisattva way, and the 3 volumes of stages of meditation, as well as Jnanakiti and Shintipa, they also say the same thing. You seek shamatha and then cultivate special insight. So Rinpoche quoted different texts and also the masters who also say the same thing to support this point. Just now I said the first stage of the answers and the second stage and the third stage of the answers, right? So it should be more accurate to say that the first answer, the second answer, and the third answer. So this one is the third one. This one is completely unreasonable to not meditate in accordance with that. So this is the third answer, the beginning of the third answer. So therefore, the assertions of some Indian masters that you set up by generating special insight through analysis with fine investigative wisdom without seeking shamatha separately are in contradiction to the text of the great trailblazers. So if you assert that one can one first achieve the special insight and then later achieve shamatha. So then these assertions will contradict the text or the assertions in the text of the great trailblazers. So if you do not assert in this way, the order, if you do not assert the order in this way, then you will contradict the assertions in the text of the great trailblazers. Yeah. So the order should be as if for a person who newly generates calm abiding and special insight, they should follow this order. First achieve calm abiding and then generate special insight. If you do not assert in this way, or you assert the order the other way around, then you will contradict the assertions in the text of the great trailblazers, and also you will contradict those scriptures, the teachings in the scriptures. So therefore, it is inappropriate for the intelligent to rely on them. The order the other way, as if you were to assert the order the other way around. So it is inappropriate for the intelligent to rely on such assertions or explanations. So this is the order of shamatha and special insight when you newly generate them. So this is in the context of generating special calm abiding and special insight in the context when you newly generate them. So for a person who newly generate calm abiding and special insight, you must follow this order. First achieve calm abiding and then generate special insight. So later on, the order is unspecified because you continue to cultivate shamatha after you have cultivated special insight. So for a person who newly generate calm abiding and special insight must follow this order. So after you have generated calm abiding and special insight, then there's no need for you to follow this order anymore. So you can sometimes generate calm abiding, or you can sometimes generate a special insight first. It's also fine. So then again, there's a qualm or doubt. So someone might say, the qualm starts with, someone might say, well, the compendium of Abhidhamma says, some have attained special insight, have not attained shamatha. They strive for shamatha in reliance on special insight. So again, one has a doubt. So, but compendium of Abhidhamma say like this. So then why is that? So from here is a qualm. Here to here is qualm or doubt. Question.
I think when it about the libro, about the libro, so going to be what to bala shini to bangu to go there, say to Muhammad, to Sarwa. Do say the young deal, which you live with but the minute what libro. The part is in the bar. Very much you near there was a shum humble from moment you can be but you think the bad can go in. Sunday Domini, I do it to be senior Matobama, yes. I'm going to Matobama, you told yes. I'm coming in Egypt. Senior Matoba. I didn't be shouted ma. Whatever you is good. And that did it this year. Asian was not to be Sunday Domini, don't you give me? Angola, Tini, Asian was not to be. Something maybe no you give it. You do because it won't take care. 아마 디즈바게 세부 조성자 세르지바 아마 디즈바 세부 성야데 와 근데 나라 한도 저방이지 나는 나가 신경 좀 많이 한도라 신경 좀 그래서 대단히 아마 되게 세부 조성자 예지 무슨 것도 비싼데 때문에 얘도 지지비 한도라 때문에 예지 무슨 것도 비싼데 얘도 también hay un montón de vecinos que para lo que interesa a dónde más se que
So what is that? Then we will respond that this does not refer to those who have failed to attain the shamatha included in the preliminary stage of the first dhyana, but to those who have failed to attain the shamatha of the actual first dhyana and above. So here there are some terms that we have to get used to. So shamatha, come abiding, included in the preliminary stage or preparatory stage of the first dhyana or first concentration. So this one is a term by itself. Shamatha included in the preliminary stage of the first dhyana, or come abiding included in the preparatory stage of the first concentration, the first dhyana or first concentration, preliminary stage or preparatory stage, shamatha, come abiding. But to those who have failed to attain the shamatha of the first dhyana. So again, the second terms that we have to know is shamatha of the first dhyana, or another way of saying this is abiding of the actual first concentration. Abiding of the actual first concentration or shamatha of the actual first dhyana, or shamatha that is included in the actual first concentration. So they are different wordings, however, they refer to the same thing. Abiding of the actual first concentration. So the answer is we will respond to this that doesn't refer to those who haven't attained the shamatha included in the preparatory stage of the first dhyana. So it means that it doesn't refer to those who haven't attained the calm abiding that is included in the preparatory stage of the first concentration, but to those who haven't attained the calm abiding of the actual first dhyana, calm abiding of the actual first dhyana or first concentration. So the people might have doubt is because many of Amidama says that you can, some have attained spiritual insight but have not attained shamatha. So they strive for shamatha in reliance upon special insight. So it seems like it contradicts those assertions in the sutra and in the text composed by the great trailblazers. So to answer to these or these questions, the answer is it doesn't refer to those who haven't attained the abiding included in the preparatory state of the first dhyana. The meaning is one has already attained the calm abiding included in the preparatory stage of the first concentration. It's just that they haven't attained the calm abiding of the actual first concentration. So then, according to the commentary composed by Lama Tsongkhapa, it says that the meaning of these words in the compendium of Abhidhamma is the meaning is so in dependence on the special insight that is included in the preparatory stage of the first concentration, directly realizing four truths. In dependence on this, then one achieve the calm abiding that is included in the meditative absorptions of the actual first concentration, directly realizing four truths. So Lama Tsongkhapa says that independence on because they strive for shamatha in reliance upon special insight. So the meaning of this is independence on the special insight that is included in the preparatory stage of the first concentration, directly realizing four truths. One achieve calm abiding that is included in the meditative absorptions of the actual first concentration, directly realizing four truths. So Lama Tsongkhapa's comment on this. So they strive for shamatha in reliance upon special insight.
等到这个了嘛，就在影响嘛，是吧？在影响中嘛，等到弄这个了，也那么就是为我等到现在这个了，如果的，那我就觉得我说，现在的很多你什么，今天当不现在都这个很多结果的，我说年度的影响你给小的，当我年度做的第一季了，我说影响从，是吧？上年呗，我说如果你呢，当我年度第当的年纪，那都是什么？我说就是什么？我就把这个年度是吧？我跟你说着，你等的，我说对，那我刚不说的，我今天嘛做事，今天嘛当多了给你学，都等的嘛，现在的话我说，我生理当兵你是地比，你的脱把了，你的脱，脱把了，你过去是过去不嘞？
身體同
他们没是地比，大家都开始用这么，他们没是地比，那今天的脱把，应该我今天的说的是呢，生理当兵。也都地比，然后地理投资完了地理，看到这个企业搞亏损，是吧？那我说，你那个，你说你咱们企业搞苦啊，我就跟着这些的，但是你是进入啊，是差很多几百人那边。
So this is because as stated in the levels of yogic practice, then as a furthermore you can fully understand as they really are the four truths in suffering up to and etc. So the meaning of all this is first you have to achieve calm abiding, then you achieve special insight later. So if you talk about preparatory stage and the actual stage, then you first achieve the preparatory stage, then you achieve the actual stage. So as the terms mentioned here, so shamatha included in the preliminary stage of the first dhyana and the actual first dhyana. So you first achieve a preliminary stage of the first dhyana or first concentration, then you achieve actual first concentration. So, and as I mentioned as I mentioned just now, the explanations from Lama Chizumba. So, independence on the special insight that is included in the preparatory stage of the first concentration, then you achieve a special insight that is included in the actual first concentration. So one one achieved the special insight that is included in the preparatory stage of the first concentration. Then you achieve the calm abiding that is included in the actual first concentration. So you understand this, right? So in terms of calm abiding and special insight, first you achieve calm abiding and special insight. In terms of preparatory stage and the actual stage, you first achieve the preparatory stage, then you achieve the actual stage. So the words, they strive for shamatha in reliance upon special insight, meaning they strive for, first they achieve special insight that is included in the preparatory stage of the first concentration. Preparatory stage first. So you first achieve the special insight included in the preparatory stage of the first concentration. Then you achieve special insight. Then you achieve special insight that is included in the actual first concentration, actual stage of first concentration. So it follows the order. You achieve the preparatory stage first, then you achieve the actual stage of the first concentration.
那老的节目呢是第四个月的，老的节目呢4个月的，节目呢这个4个月的是吧？我的是，那刚才我说的，就是他呢所养一些的，我就生过了，生的过吧的了，生的过了看到，那是他那个有点说，知道说养一些的，他那说养一些的人嘛的，因为那是侨务嘛，心理侨务是吧？那么结果了是吧？现在就开始工作起来了吧？那么结果是跟你忙不起吧？我顶到嘛了，被床头里头，啊，这边现场别不去就去用，看看，床头用是多把，那个用是多把的，我就是那个比路的是，不晓得吧？那是那个有来说的，那会我们也是给他习惯嘛，是吧？我们也是给习惯嘛，这个东西的，我说的，那生活的，生活人他的心里都是他的家，有的不一样的，他的。所以一般有很多经验都是老板的话说，我你这个经验的， 그리고 무슨 시간이 왔죠. 이제 되거든. 마지막 다시 나타요 말이지. 거의 매웠습니다. 생기 고발까 그냥 되어지가 돼요 말이야. 근데 너무 고발가 시간 되어지가 되면 또 봐봐. 어디
So regarding how's it the order to generate karma binding in special insight, then you can refer to Lamrim Chenmo for further informations. So you can refer to Lamrim Chenmo. I say the explanation says quite clear as well. So so in general, to put it simply, the 9 mental states are known as or are called shamatha, karma binding, while the 4 investigations of Tara differentiations and so forth. So previously we talked about differentiation, Tara differentiations, analysis, examination, investigation or examinations. So while these 4 investigations of Tara differentiation and so forth are called special insight. So this is just to put it in a simple way that the 9 mental states are called shamatha, while the 4 investigations are called special insight. However, even though they are called for shamatha and special insight, however, they are not the actual shamatha and special insight. As explained here, must be proceeded as occurring after plan C has arisen. So the actual karma binding and special insight must have the generations of bliss of plan C. So must have the generations of the bliss and the bliss of plan C. Without that, then they are not the actual karma binding and special insight.
다음부터 대만이다. 그래서 저 두바 들어와. 두바 들어가서 송샤오디 다시 내는 것들 방금 것들이 생각을 해서 송와서 지서 어디 이런 것들이 와. 그래서 그 다시 내는 것들이다.
So how to train in each of them? So this has 3 points: how to train in shamatha, how to train in special insight, and how shamatha and special insight unite. So first, how to train in shamatha. Yang Jawa Yuna Mena di Mawa. Yeah. So regarding what we have covered, do you have any question?
Ken, can I ask one question? Ken, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah.
Okay. For this shamatha, is it necessary to be in Vairochana position, or can you be like those who cannot sit for long? If sit on a chair, is it possible?
Oh, you mean in order to achieve this shamatha, does one has to stay in the 7 meditative postures of Vairochana or not, right?
Yeah. Or can it be just sit in a chair like that? If let's say physically cannot sit on the Vairochana position.
Thank you. 근데 남남이 규칙이요. 라인에 대신에 줘야라. 인지 민지 대한 남남이 규칙인다. 이 낭식이 되고 요나 마이스나미 카시 양강 택배모 나제네 디 공개 강라 되기요. 이니 디 공개 강라 되어 있는 대신에 또 투비요라스.
어때 지난 와서 산이 막 진짜 그렇지 산이 여기를 와. 여기 오늘 지난 와서 피부과를 와서 노래 지나 도왔다. 하고 그러와. 그냥 다들 와서 이라고 되는 얼마 지나스. 내가 지금 와서 지나 뭔가 있는 뜻이 더 말해. 마지막 부분 내가 한번 내가 있나. 이게 누가 이랬어. 누가 해. 내가 저도 내가 지는 데 그랬어. 나는
뭐가 지나.
저도 내가 이제 거다 누가 이랬어. 내가 말했어.
뭐가 지야 돼. 가다 미바 지야.
다 미바 저도 때. 이 뭐도 봐야 저도 때 데크게 내가다. 이수도 금방 내가로 와. 다 금방 내가다. 한다서 그게 내가 잡아이나. 아스도 빠디아파 가지 아니. 개치기 누가 돼 세래. 성화래. 세바. 개치기 센바들에 세바 되게 돈이 그냥 누가 이랬어. 한다. 그래서 인지 메지 중간이나 가서 비슷하다 봐. 나만 챙기는 좀 그래. 근데 지나지는 그거는 가서 제일 난가 가서 제일 쓰리게 그러더라고. 진짜 상이 가지고 있는 상이 예를 들어서 그래서 이거도 좋아지. 나는 지금 그게 정말 야구로 있어요.
Yeah, so so the best is if one can stay in 7 meditative postures of Vairochana, then that is the best. So if due to some knee pains, leg pains, and etc., then one is unable to sit according to the 7 meditative postures of Vairocana, then it is okay to sit on a chair, and then one can achieve some abiding by sitting on a chair as well, because the most important thing is one's mind. So independence on one's mind, then one's mind, then one can one achieve abiding. So if one is unable to sit in the meditative postures of Vairocana, then one can just develop the aspirations at all. To be able to sit in that postures, or one is unable to do so, then one is just doing a visualize that one is in that positions, and then develop one's mind in order to achieve abiding. So regarding these, the 7 meditative postures of Vairocana, so in next class, then we're going to talk about it. So in that context, then when we discuss about this, then it will make whatever that we are learning more tasty.
Ken, I have a follow-up question. Can I ask? Hello?
Yes.
Couple of years ago, I attended a shamatha meditation program with a very famous shamatha meditator called Alan Wallace. It was a 9-day program. The thing is, the reason I just mentioning this is because during the time, there were 2 things which are quite different from the way he taught shamatha and the way it is being taught in the text. One was, he said it was not necessary to actually have a virtuous object. You can even meditate on your breath, provided it is always consistent on the point of breath, either in your throat or in your rising and falling of your tummy, or the intake of the breath in your nose, number one. So he never actually suggested, okay, he did suggest image of Buddha as the best, but if you can't do that, for non-Buddhists, you can actually use your breath. And number 2, which is quite different, and I actually tried it, and for me, it worked kind of well for a while after I stopped, was how to do the meditation in a lying posture, meaning on a lying down posture. As long as you are consistent with that and that helps you, you can also do shamatha meditation in that posture. I've not heard anyone else suggest that or do that, but we actually were practicing it during the time that we were actually doing it. So though when you lie down, you tend to have this laxity occurring more frequently, so you have to be more alert. What does Geshe-la think about that?
That's all. 嗰啲嘅老卡西應該來，老卡西應該來呢啲責任自己做明，因為講嘅係自講嘅係責任自己做明，前年講嘅係責任自己做明，因為啲講前年啲其他全部有嘅 Alan Wallace，因為講嘅啲啲啲老下啲 skill 有嘅啥，因為啲可能啲Lamrim啲講來啲試下打，講試下啲老下有嘅。ini pina chachana to de kiwi mi bala mi ne ni ki shine ju ro de mungting de yang kata de chongna ini de kunda ini de mi se ini de shine ju de ya shores ini de ma chung wai na pina chachana chi ba da wai na ini yang su su ye mo chung mu na ba mi ne yang shine ju ye yores isa ni de kiwi mi ba de mi ji de ko wi ma ras ni do ta bo de那你讲做的米巴的，我那米话的那么呢？你这样就是的室内嘛都怕多，你这样的米呢，你只不的米呢，你样室内主要有的是，你的伊那是，你的米巴的，你讲做可是当然的可是不加了这些，你的室内主要有嘛？你样变那恰恰呢，蛮年些室内主要有的，但是呢的过了。你搞不那样，那的是讲明那的忙不有嘛的，因为我做的蛮nhiều vậy，那的就是的情况的问题的累老有了，因为我做的蛮nhiều些，你样心里主要有那like你过来你其实来给到开有那。
Yeah, that's why I put it so.
Question.
That's wrong. Ni to go ni pala na to. That timbe ko to na to aso ko ni 이런 식으로 무슨 거다. 선이 있고 뭐 어디 가다 지금 이거 매번 제월이 상징이 매번 제월에서 군다 잠이봐. 매번 제월이 군다라 미우디 군다의 상징 보면 그 뭐지 뭐지 상징이 있어서 무슨 매번 제월에서 뭐 근데지 매번 제월이 군다라 미네 가다 무슨 얘기가 이래. 네 요새고. 네 맞아 맞아. 노지게 어중을 왕국을 라고라 미네 신내두가 요새는 무슨 지요로 와. 솔로지요. 테크놀로지요. 아무데 그거
ini sangat ingin ini dia memang macam mana di sini yang tutup gitu.
그 담보들라.
That's all. Yeah. So to your first questions. So regarding the objects that we observe in order to achieve karma abiding, in short, is the object for karma abiding. So in general, we commonly say that one take the Buddha's statue or Buddha's image as the object of observations, then one achieve karma abiding. So when we take the Buddha's image or Buddha's statue as the object of observations, then we in our visualizations, yeah. So we take a Buddha's image or Buddha's statue as object of observations. Then when we focus our mind on that, then we have to think that this is the true Buddha. This is the true Buddha. It's not just a statue. So, and then other than a virtuous object like a Buddha statue, then there is a history about a cloud keeper who takes the horns, a cow's horn, as an object of observation, and then achieve karma abiding. So there is a history about it as well. So it's not necessarily that one has to achieve karma abiding based on a virtuous object.
와서 나지 남바이나 좋은다고 가지고 지에 두니까라 반지지 꾼다고 들리려면 누가나 먼저 고속에 예자사야라 제가 요래서 예자사야 들리지려면 와서 제우지 빼나 나간다 들리지 미 봐서 동안에 딱 와서 빼 이나 다 소소 하마다 소마 간다 한 년중 뭐야 들리기 제가 신경을 저는 납치고 싶지도 예서고 그래서 가지고 신이 두빈에 받아 방법이 신이 누가 메디케이션 시고요 말이야. 누가 메디케 나서 신이 둘 두고야지라 누가 telap에 링와 예수국이 배 솔랍 치고 사야지. 솔랍 치고 사야지. 근데 솔랍 치고 사야 돼. 니 두야기 야데 세나 구고야. 세나 구고에서가 또 세나도 냠도 누구야. 내 두야라 세나 또 세나도 냠도 누구야. 뭐 바치 도야다. 세나 사야다. 그래서 참만 냠도 누구라서가 나 나비기 지내 두고라 비시오나 답에서 같은 거 좋아해요. 야 저랑 와서 이 현답에 그런다 아침에 나고 뭐라서마다 인다 미파 간디게 바이나 근데 뭐도 그렇게 말이 근데 누가요 그래서 근데 왜 미파신다 아니 나도 저도 미파들 마시거든 근데 나도 미파시고 딱지를 내그래 그래서 제가 와 지마시고 이시오도 길을 내고 나서 그 간디게 나가 미파 있어 진짜 누가 미파 많이 요 말했어 그때 길을 내고 있어
So in general, when we talk about, as a Buddhist, then when we talk about the object of observations for achieving karma abiding, so we usually talk about take Buddha's image or Buddha's statue or the yidams, one's meditational deities, or one's Lama, or doing deity, or the deity that we have connections. Then then we usually take those objects as an object of observations for achieving karma abiding. So because of the reason of taking such a virtuous object as an object of observation is because when we focus our mind or when we observe object, then one accumulates merits. One accumulates extensive merit by observing such virtuous object. So it doesn't mean that if one do not take those virtuous objects as an object of observations, then one is impossible to achieve karma abiding. So it doesn't mean that, because one can achieve karma abiding by observing object other than those virtuous objects. For example, house horn. So And then the reason for a Buddhist to take those virtuous object as an object of observation is support. So it's like a support for us to achieve calm abiding. So by observing those virtuous object, one accumulate merits. Those merits is the conditions or the support for us to achieve calm abiding. Because if you want to achieve calm abiding, you also need merits. So without it, then one is impossible to achieve. One is unable to achieve that. So you need the support, which is the merit. So by observing the object, one accumulates merits, enable ones to achieve calm abiding, and also to purify purifies the hindrances and etc. So regarding these objects of observations, again, in the coming lessons, and then we are going to talk about the objects of observation.
지금 주원님과도 간다 정말 많이 다시 두드려 요매 그저 치고도
Siya tawa ka rin.
우리 나라에 당연히 간다 상태도 생각한다 진짜 막이고 너무 기대해서 멤버스와디 나도 지내려고 들어와 그때 이거 전부 다 짜치고 싶으지 간다 얘는 서 너무 싫어 여기 공 단지 동반이나 이 누나가 제비데 이거 완전 같이 여러 로지도 어디 너무 그거 지러와 또 지다 나나가 취지다 된바들라 가서 누가 진짜 쇼지를 하셨대 어디 누가 진짜 가르치나 나그 신이 줘야라 진짜 줘 뭐로
저게 조.
그 간디지 내가 가르치면 내가 뭐 뭐로 하는 거 다 신이 줘야라 때 무슨 한번 쇼지를 한다 나는 너는 취지도 무슨 한번 인바마세 니 두발라 그 가야 니 두발라 니 비치 가야 이 집도야 내니가기 고치가 되게 좋아 나는 취지돼 한 와서 지당 와서 많이 안에 네 뭔가 신이라 신다 와차다 근데 전화 야고 싶이 언제이나 근데 그렇게 굿 제일 많이 되는 이 요즘에 보이나 이제 너무 이게 되고 그래서 리나나 취지돼 그거 이제 다 상상을 여기다 유 정보도 상하더라 가지고 상호쇼는 그게 쉬우디 유 정보 레버를 자 정보 제외를 눈 우리가 예시 거래 자다 눈 정보 레버이나 세대라 제가 시도해서 뭐 세대 비라라와 비라라 제가 시도해서 뭐 상호쇼는 그게 뭐
심듀알라.
너 세대라 네 세라바 같이 죽으라 한다 뒤에라 제가 시도해서 뭐 다 들리지 지금 그거 진짜 시도해서 니나 안다미 아정 그 땡보 미과 제지도 니네 마니나 야나나 버진도나 칼라사나 가지 근데 야세 쉬우때 되는데 어디서 상부들이 요메시바 말했더니 요러와 근데라야 마니디나 이게라 빠지라 상황 야고 있다나 그거 얘기하는 데서와 요 말에도 또 말와 스위치기는 가서 미과 제지도 니 많이 그래 미과 제지도 니야 나나 그 기기는 가 미과 제지도 니야라 진짜 이제다 내가야
그래 된게
신이 돼야 그게 비야게 진짜 님 누야게 진짜 때기도 내 돼야게 진짜 자고래 님 누야라 진짜 자고래 도 자고래 신이기 빠지 도야라 야 이제 뭐 자고래 빠지 바까야 내뭐 자고래 어디 준세 시기 되게 좋아 어쩌다 가서 빼 열에 나 길리기 초도 야고 마사베나 노동자 마보 마보 누나 누치 마르세 이 열라 그것도 쓰간다 진짜는 이렇게 시고로 와
Yeah, so these 7 meditative postures of Vairocana is a very powerful postures. It's a powerful postures that one can sit holding with in order to achieve the calm abiding. So it's also it has a great purpose as well, sitting in that in that postures. So it has a great purpose. So because these 7 meditative postures of Vairocana is like it's a good condition. So it's a good assistance to enable one to achieve calm abiding. It's like a conducive conditions enable one to achieve calm abiding, and also to stop the hindrances or obstacles for concordant class with achieving calm abiding. So when we talk about lying down and do meditations and in order to achieve calm abiding, so if it is possible, so like for some people who had left strong imprints in their previous lives, so and then by doing so, by lying down and focus their mind on the object, then it is possible for them to achieve calm abiding as well. It is possible. However, I don't think there are many people who achieve calm abiding in that postures or by lying down. So it is possible, but not many. So, so when we talk about achieving calm abiding, is one's mind single-pointedly focused on the object, right? So these 7 meditative postures of Vairocana give the conducive conditions to achieve calm abiding, and also are conducive conditions for one to eliminate the obstacles or hindrances. It's a conducive conditions, or it's like a antidote to eliminate those obstacles. So, and there is a saying about if the conditions for achieving calm abiding are not complete, then no matter how long you meditate, or no matter how long you do meditations, one is unable to achieve calm abiding. So in the absence of complete conditions. So again, when we talk about 7 meditative postures of Vairocana, it has a great purpose, right? So it has great purpose also, especially in the Tantra context. So in Tantra, so by sitting straight, or by straightening one's body, or by sitting straight, then you straighten your back. So so you straighten your wind. So your winds can travel smoothly when you straighten your bodies. So and when the wind travels smoothly, there goes the mind. So the mind will travel smoothly as well. So then so there is a big difference in disciplining one's mind or taming one's mind by sitting straight. Because your wind will travel smoothly, or your wind will be straightened. Then there goes the mind. So the mind also will travel smoothly.
被起上来的嘛说，进了马家吧去啊，进了马家吧，把你的呢，那边他当把那我去，妈看马富吧去，当把那我去，你不光的为呢，对了，马家的什么，我这边我这个有啥丢的，谁点不干这这些呢，他当天的呢看了不住了呀，也弄了的，那个讲，你进来呀，我等嘛出来差不多，他都不是关键，我是个民同啊，这个把这事我呢，有啥记不得了吧？这个更下回咱就记不了了，现在大多了，这个。
So actually, you can also observe, if we do not follow the 7 meditative postures of Vairocana, if we were to do meditations in a lying positions, then then you open your mouth, for example. So which is one of the meditative postures, right? So you lie down with your mouth open. So even though you try to focus your mind on the object, but then it seems like there are more obstacles that will happen to the meditators. For example, if you open your mouth, lying down and you open your mouth, then there is a danger that bugs will enter your mouth or go into your mouth, right? It will disturb your concentration, right? So similarly, so then if you open your mouth, then because of the wind, then it makes your throat dry. It dries your throat. Then you feel more difficult to to breathe also, right? With a dry throat. So so just from these evident or this clear observations, then we can notice that if you do not follow the 7 meditative postures, for example, open your mouth and do meditations, then it seems like there are more obstacles.
那这个我是心里，做这个心里给做的也不容易吧？因为搞不忙不能读呀，搞不有的是所以也能力用的有些。
我有点读书嘛，
读呀，搞来考不的什么。 그나 누가를 가고 해서 신에게 초즈라고 마찬가지나
마찬가지.
비포도 마찬가지는 누가고 준비해서 오늘 예술들은 어떻게 두 번씩 그만하 야 시바 게나고 앞에 누가 tempo 쉬어와이나 그 식으로
Yeah, so if the conditions for achieving come abiding are not complete, then it is very difficult for one to achieve come abiding. Like for example, if you were to lie down, then I cannot say that it is impossible for that person to achieve come abiding. However, it is very difficult to achieve come abiding in that positions unless he has a strong imprints and etc.
Thank you, Geshe-la. Thank you, Ken.
Thank you. Any question?
Xiao.
Yeah. Okay. Geshe-la, I have a question regarding the order of the shamatha and special insight. So let's say one achieve shamatha and special insight on a topic, let's say like impermanence newly, then later on the sequence of shamatha and special insight on other topic like emptiness or even Four Noble Truth, for example, then the order is not specific. Am I right on that?
Usually, 신의당 하동기 드라이기 심바디요와 이 페나샤시나미 타지기 이 사두 신의당 시라데 두바레 그래서 이 미타바 미베 시라데 두바레 이지 사지기 이 대제라 양 동반이 동반이 람미베 시라데 두베가라 양 인지민지 양 당보 시내 대제라 하동기 고마워.
제가 당부도 부분에 신의 인바 그래서 부하지마도 얘가 결혼이가 포사로 아자디 와서 아주 내일 하고요. 제가 가르쳐 상관은 내일 하고요.
Yeah. So when a person newly achieve come abiding and special insight, then one has to achieve in that order come abiding, followed by special insight. For example, focusing on impermanence. So after you have achieved come abiding and special insight, observing impermanence, then when you want to develop come abiding or special insight, observing object other than that, then for example, emptiness or four truths and etc., it is not necessary to follow that order. It's not necessary that you have to first develop come abiding of then special insight. Not necessary anymore, because you have already previously achieved come abiding and special insight. Then it's easier for you to develop come abiding and special insight observing other objects. So when you after you have cultivated come abiding and special insight, then when you want to focus other objects and develop come abiding and special insight, not necessary to follow order anymore.
Okay, thank you.
Ken?
Yeah.
William first. Kwa?
Sorry, okay, go ahead.
Yeah, William.
Geshe-la, in meditating on the calm abiding or shamatha, one's try to achieve the pliancy, which are the mental and physical. In which order does that arrive first, and why is that so?
Ini yang bejela liar. Ini di pola orang tu di lusin di Xinjiang di dewa di kioro. Ini di lusin di Xinjiang di dewa dia ke jembat di kandeje rejes. Ini yang kimseng kari nas.
지난주에 제일마 슈부쟁이 이나다 누디 두었네서와 나가서 리신자다 세신자서 니 자기 대화 세신자의 대화세에 이단이 좀 봐요. 뭔가 리신자다 세신자 니는 아무 리신자는 이렇게 리디스 세신자 그래서 막 세신자는 이렇게 뭐 세신자는 이렇게 예지스 리신자 지금 리신자의 세신자 니는 아 리신자의 대화다 세신자의 대화는 당부 가르치고서나 리시자의 대화를 방법지네. 이게 세시자의 대화를 대화지 그래서 어디 로다데 제일 맞서 보시는 거서 이거 좋아. 근데 이제 봐 이게 무슨 제일 많았다. 그냥 야구 이거 역시스로 야구는 그것도 제일 이게 막 튀는데 막 튀니까 좀 생각이 들어와 또 박도래. 이 소소시 맞아 개체물이 근데 좋아해. 또 이제
Also wenn die Lüsing die Xinjiang Eni nane ini tambo sem di Xinjiang ro.
한번 세 신장 기분이 해서
Ini dia jalu
이
Xinjiang.
신장 기분이
Ini dia Lüsing di Xinjiang ki dewa di nane
이 깔아
ini han
뭐
Lüsing di
이
Xinjiang.
신장 대화에 담붙이고 이 시절 대화 담붙이는 때 생기자들 가디를 일하게 그래. 뭐다도 지시도 뭐 같은 제일 시초가지. 이제 가도 말해 봐.
So regarding this, in which order that the pliancy, the physical and mental pliancies will arise first, and why is that so? So again, this is the last. We will talk about it in coming lessons. So you can read ahead, then you will have a better understanding when we explain it. So just to give you the brief answer to your questions is when we talk about physical and mental pliancy. So just this itself, then one will first develop the mental pliancy, followed by physical pliancy. And in terms of bliss of physical and mental pliancies, in terms of this, then first one will develop the bliss of physical pliancy, followed by bliss of mental pliancy. There is a difference here. So one is physical pliancy and mental pliancy, one set. Another set is bliss of physical and mental pliancies. So physical and mental pliancy, first, one will develop the mental first, then followed by physical. In terms of bliss of pliancy, then one will first develop the physical one, then followed by mental.
그때 어제 막 지시라고도 무슨 손이 들다 막 위시려고 이 지시 지나야 생발 맞이야 제가 지금 들어와 한번 대바 맞이 받아 이 참하기 야 하고야 그거 대법을 참아 맞이 취처리 정확히 그거 보고 그 상황으로 와 심방으로 들어와 가리가리 도바 가리야 때 참아도 맞이 피가 뭐니 이네도 나 가도 이게 초도 참아 맞이 시에위 무엇도 맞이 당 대화제 때때 맞이 시에서리 이 정확히 양자 도바 이제 우리 대하고 쉬어야 돼 도바들이 맞아 벌린 시에와이나 예 때문에 그래서 그 생각이 맞지가 되면서 와 일단 좋아서 또 야고 institution actually 달라고
Yeah, thank you very much for all the questions that you asked just now. So, do not forget the questions that you have regarding, for example, the conditions for achieving calm abiding and also the order to develop pliancy. So, because later when we come to the actual lessons that talks about the conditions and talks about the order to generate the pliancy, then then you will have a better understanding because you have already have doubts regarding that. So when we come to the actual lessons and discuss about it, then you have a better understanding. So thank you very much for the questions. And Mr. Kwa, yeah, questions? Any more questions? Yeah, just now, Kwa.
Okay, okay. I just want to ask Sheila about exemptions to this system of attaining samatha before vipassana. There are two occasions I want to mention. Is one in the Tsongkhapa tradition, the Siddhapatthana Sutra, the four foundations of mindfulness. You can attain vipassana without going through a system of attaining samatha first. Then the other case, which is not mentioned here, is that the High Yoga Tantra also has the method of not having to do it in sequence. I just want Yeshala's views on that. Because these two
regarding the first, yeah, sorry,
first
Mr. Kwa,
is
first occasion, yeah.
First is following the sutra, Siddhapatthana Sutra, the four foundations of mindfulness.
Four foundations
of mindfulness. So that one is a meditation on mindfulness to attain the realization of selflessness. So you don't go through the necessary going through attaining of samatha first. And the second part of it is
first, right?
Yeah, especially so that's why I mentioned whether there are exemptions to this system. And the other one is High Yoga Tantra. Also, does not necessarily need to do it in this manner.
Yeah. So ini kisah yang ile maimba, rimba itu dia orang, yang dia rimba itu dia ile maimba, ile matoba, yang yang yoris, yang yoris ini di tambo sini tu, di jelah adong di toya di, ini yang di rimba di nangsi matoa, yang puna sasana nalami yoris lah, yang rimba di nangsi di togo marwa, di je, ini ada yang itu tadi rimba ni下洗人，rimba ni 下给多，这是电脑啦，yang 多技能路啦，yang 第四个我的啥，rimba ni 下洗一个人，rimba ni 下那样的，那 rimba 洗变别多，然后呢，那
你要工作机会，
特别是 rimba ni 下一个人，yang 多技名的这个方法的那样的多，rimba ni 下移民哈讲嘛说，因为特别是第一个的上面多，因为yang di tambo sadong di toje jela sini toya yoris. Cuma ni ja ina yang nak tanda logi nalo lah di sih yoris.
这么的对，那就反正这个这个也是有的，这人不对的，我毛发现，你那个在那天的广东方式，人家的满地说这个花钱才是吧？人们在那忙忙活那个对吧？我们人家这里满地说，我们人家里满地说，人家这里你看要么人家多少人，那现在全部开发厂等于要我是就说的吧？现在全部那里。我当干的，我是人家对的，人家这个东西忙着玩呢，现在全部他们的全部看了，我这就送的哇，我这人家我买的送的，那这个都都比较辛苦的，那嘛这个吃么个吧，钱我这个还是跟其他人家做吧，有些的话，你等等我这些人都比较辛苦的话，那是那全部你下做事了，你老板呢，现在你我拿钱多啊，你拿钱我是不在给这里头呢，你这也是哇。我说的这根据龙西服卡对的哩，是别多啊，那等于这个过呢，他就写一个人，那等我说我说个那他今年啥的，哎，个那过年的当不起啊，你的第一就是行头，那人不得嘞，对吧？有人不得嘞，看吧，对吧？这个得嘞，人不得的话，也是呢。现在全部参谋给学长干的，我也是在这里不说的啊。现在全部参谋给学长干的，我不是说啊。现在全部给学长干完，不是。他落地的电话参谋给，给谁了？并不起呢，这个就有时给送的啊。我落地的电话呢，谁了？并不起呢，这个就老板，他这个是的错啊，有时候你找你的，我买的是，他就给送到了啊。那的个第二个呢？他说这个就是，这个有这个样我说过了，这个是吧？要么来了都嘛，像那个是吧
Yeah, it's true that how say there are exceptions to this. So in the context of High Suga Tantra, then because ngalami ko la ina dia sini dah, hado ina dia limba dia masih in the context of High Suga Tantra, so it doesn't follow this order that we have to first generate karma abiding and then generate a special insight later. So as here you can see, just now I so in the three lower classes of Tantra, because special insight and etc. So as you got Tantra, then you don't have to follow this order. Practitioner of this, in the highest Yoga Tantra context, one doesn't need to follow this order. And then regarding the sutra, mentions that in which then it says that one can achieve spiritual insight, then become abiding. So it could be this sutra is taught in the Yoga Tantra context, in the Tantra context, or it can be this one, even though the wording is like that, but it could be similar to this compendium of explanations in the compendium of Abhidhamma. So some have attained special insight, but have not attained shamatha, and strive for shamatha in reliance upon special insight. It would be similar to these wordings in the compendium of Abhidhamma, which with those sessions in texts and sessions by those great trailblazers and etc. to explain what does it mean by these wordings in the compendium of Abhidharma. So the wordings in the sutra that you mentioned could be similar to the compendium of Abhidharma.
Thank you for the clarification, Geshe-la.
Yeah,
Mm.
thank you, thank you.
So, any other questions before we move on?
Hi, Ken.
Hello.
Yeah, can I ask, will the attainment of calm abiding and special insight disappear if oneself stop doing
Sorry.
meditation for a long time?
Sorry, could you please repeat? Sorry, I
Will
couldn't-
the attainment of calm abiding and special insight disappear if oneself stop doing meditation for a long time?
Then? Hello? Hello?
I mean, if the attainment of calm abiding and special insight disappear, if oneself stop doing meditation for a long time, will the attainment disappear?
Oh, you mean that a person has already attained calm abiding and special insight, but when you stop doing meditations, so will this attainment of calm abiding and special insight disappear or not?
Yes.
Yeah. Ini dia pernah cakap kansaji ye kata sila dua le, dua cari. Ini dua cari je lah. Ini dia kasih awak. Yang mutu ni dia kongyo mari. Mutu ni dia mak kongwai na. Ini yang tu sini bila dua dia manyam gilebes, lagi lebes.
Ini enggak ya, Sko.
Ni enggak yo.
Ini orang masuk ke, cuma garuk dia na, betul, siapa malu dulu marah jadi. Bawa tu lendi sini, bila kau ni kita bawa tu lendi ni ya, siapa marah. Masa susu jo, ya, tu ni, itu sana ya, lelo cini saja na. Ya, jangan nak ngazat jibar esgo. Ngazat pijan jibar tu ya, koni ke orang ngazat koni ni bayi na. Ya, itu jo makan jangan, ngazat maju pijan ni orang. Kali kita terasa kau kali dia macam macam, ya mana kali kita macam ni, mungkin ni, koni ni kalau koni macam na, kau ada, macam mana tu jo. Jadi, kau ada macam tu ada. Saban dua mari, tu sini yang biasa kau. Dia ya nyaya menju si topa gile dah ina dia ni semua haris. Wah, dia nyaya menju topa gile dah ina dia, apa lagi na? Dia ya ni semua haris.
Ini kita ini di sila ini dia nyamai ki toba, nyamai ki nyamai ki toba marwa.
Ada macam dia.
Sila kita siapa ini dia nyamai ki toba marwa. Ini dia nyamai ki toba marwa.
Topa kau kakak je, koni tu ni, hantar sewa, koni tu sini sewa. Tapi ada orang yang topa garuk le sewa. Yang ada sini lantai le, kau nak lantai beres.
Ini di kata songi tope.
Lain bah, sesuatu lain bah. Sesuatu sekali beres, mana ada beres.
That's all. Yeah. So for an ordinary being, there is a danger that even though you have previously attained calm abiding and special insight, so there is a danger that this attainment will degenerate. So, yeah. So it's just like study. So it's just like study. So if you do not habituate yourself, even though you have attained calm abiding and special insight, you need habituations, familiarizations with calm abiding and special insight in order to develop the qualities that you have not previously developed, and also to achieve new qualities. So if you do not familiarize or habituate yourself with such attainments, then you will be just like studying. So if you do not, repeatedly remind yourself of those that you have learned, then whatever that you have learned or you remember, then you will forget it, and then you are able to develop new knowledge, etc. So unless it is the kinds of realizations that will not degenerate, there is a type of generations that will not degenerate. So then there will be exceptions. So however, for ordinary beings, if they have developed attainments of calm abiding and special insight, if they do not repeatedly meditate or habituate themselves with such calm abiding and special insight, then there is a great danger that it will degenerate.
방금 그 사바토 사디고 랑사지라 사바토테 이것도 베텔에 공부 마토바이다 띵띵 나오게지고 그래서 난 어차피 냥 지지 마고 싶으려 그러 이라 어디 마테바테 마 냥도야니 지지 마고 싶으려 그러 지지 전에 우리 때만 냥이라고 차로
Especially those newly achieved qualities, then definitely it will degenerate if one is not habituate with those newly achieved qualities. So because there are many causes and conditions for our degenerations of newly achieved qualities.
Thank you.
Geshe-la, does it mean that we have to cultivate this calm abiding and special insight until our dying day?
Tu sungai na ini so yang di masih patu ini di sini siha di ni yang konggo rawas nanti ina.
센터에서 딱 쉬우래 간다. 그 실라도 공부이나 컨디션에 니버체. 무슨 이제 게다 컨디션에 실라도 공부되어이나 만나면 요이나 니버체 그래도 세나지스나 스르사에 니버페 깍치 무시고 있고.
그리고 뭐 ina di siha di manya mo ina.
실라도 많냐 뭐지 요이나. 와 테니스 그 안다 깍치 무시고 있어 게다. 게다 컨디션 바이나. 아 마시바 공부되어이나 실라. 와 짱마 제방안에 오버리 마시로 지우다. 그 지역이 자체가 리바 본데나 또 공부로 와. 그래서 좀 쉬워라 송사래 공부도 좀 마음만에 어찌 공부하냐 야 필요 아마도 많이 처음이 없어. 어찌 공부하냐 야 필요 봐.
sini 좀 많이 많이 또봐 현대 ina.
신이 되게 신이 공부하냐 신이 되다 좋게 오케이 이 샤워 공부 진행도 야 필요 봐.
또봐 양지 야보고.
실제로 보라.
Yeah, so until we die, if we are able to meditate, cultivate a calm abiding and special insight until our death, then that is the best. So because because whatever we meditate, without the degenerations of calm abiding and special insight, then whatever we meditate, then it will become very powerful, and the roots of virtue that we accumulate will become extensive as well. So without the degenerations of calm abiding and special insight, or with calm abiding and special insight, whatever we meditate on, then it will make the meditations very powerful, and the roots of the virtue that we accumulate will become extensive as well. So if we continue to meditate or cultivate calm abiding and special insight, not only that, the calm abiding and special insight will improve, then we will also develop other realizations in dependence on this as well.
Thank you, Geshe-la.
So if we continue to habituate ourselves with the cultivations of calm abiding and special insight, then we will be able to develop such realizations that will not degenerate anymore.
나도 마음이 인도저와 나도 신의 고백을 나도 신을 따라 참 쉽지 않아요. 쉽지 않은 사람이 버티지 공부도 나서 따라 되려고 나디지 마고 그야 공부도 많이 양들이 신을 누가시와다 나도 따라고 이 실력이 야 같이 공부도 하는 세들이 아니 좋아. 이상하니 좋아.
이제 남도 들배왕이야.
남도 제가 문제 오고야.
Yeah. Yeah, so even nowadays, there are people who they meditate or cultivate calm abidings. Then then they have a stable mind because of the peace of calm abiding. So that stops or pacifies conceptualizations and laxity and excitement. So and then and after a few days of resting or not doing meditations on the calm abiding or a few days or few weeks or few months, they stop doing that meditations. And then when they start over again, when they restart doing the meditations, then they will find it more difficult to a stable mind.
那现在长老现在俺子你们就忙不过我那干嘛去管有牛多啊？
讲得啦，
干嘛这些现在到咱们现在拿到多少的，干嘛就是我记得干嘛就是光进来牛多，
咁啊，自然啦，咁啊做
干嘛就
啊，咁啊做
干，嘛就是光进来了几多啊？
哦，
就我们讲话是，
对，今年其他的套上啦，
啊，
yeah. So for example, if you had already developed cultivated calm abiding and special insight, then even doing continue to do meditations on calm abiding and special insight for 10 minutes per day, for example, it's something that that is happy to do, right? Something is some happy thing to do, right? Something happy to do, yeah. It's something happy to do, right? Every day, even if you are just to meditate on it for just 10 minutes.
那这今这样子也不老了，我这天了嘛，现在呢，他讲的现在就说他，俺说心里边他不能点的，让他关念不的细节，这讲我说嘛，念不的细节啊，关念不细节是啊，念不俺的念不的细节，谁念过，发现了嘛啊，但都长嘛的嘛，他进来看来起来，要不就嘛，往积极程度推下去，另外有时候啊，那什么长子也不落下去是吧？ 다른 가서 신입 지역이 또 가서 다른 데로다 기기라고 단다는 뉴스. 그때 다른 가서 디스커드 신입 그게 내려와. 다른 애들이 저한테 소문이 온다. 실제로 지스와 이 휴지알 막 신입 고야라 뭔다는 맛이 보이나. 너자 또 고되나. 어떻게 니가 들어고 말씀 거다. 뭐다 신입 고다 맛이 보이나. 신입 고다 맛이 보이나. 너자 또 고되나. 신입 주야고 요 말씀 거다. 고다 맛이 보이나. 고다도 주어이나.
The Mel and Gandhi share now. Yeah. So please, as I urge or exhort all of you to continue to study, to pay attention to the text. So read ahead before class. Then, like for example, these prerequisites or conditions for developing, the conditions for calm abiding, 9 means of mental abidings, and also 8 applications of antidotes. Regarding this, so please read before class. Then when we discuss about it, then you will have a better understanding. So, and I also try my best to explain as clearly as possible and as sensibly as possible. Then, because in the text it says that if one doesn't know about the correct way to cultivate calm abiding, even if you do meditations for 100 years or 1,000 years, one is impossible to achieve it.
그래도 지금 제목을 가서 개체목 하려고 했지만 진짜 제일 시간이 신이랑 것들라 옆에 개체목 하려고 했을 때 상황이 동남아로 지수와 이제가 마치바 상마페도야 하고 좋아. 그래서 거두거들라 뭐지 로리야 어버지는 가서 거두거들 더 좋아.
Yeah, especially the coming 2 classes, we are going to talk about the important points regarding calm abiding. So please pay attention, and then it's good to come to the class and then listen to the lessons, and then you have a better understanding. If you have any questions, then you can I will also allocate time for question and answer. Yeah, Mel, just now you raised your hand. Melissa, right?
Mel, yeah.
Yeah. Hello, Geshe-la. I want to ask. There was, I remember there's one time His Holiness mentioned sleeping is the best meditation. So I'm a bit confused, or I can't imagine how that can gel with the calm abiding and special insight.
So when they go on the process to the bodies, I mean, yeah, I need queer. You got the gom yashu days. When they so Sheila drew a cola, and we do but the word it did the little to it.
내 고사지 됐어. 대본에 내서래. 뭔 거라서 신다 마도 같이 막 하는 이유는 취기라 지식으로 마서 그럼 그게도 고지 하고 싶어 하고 그랬어.
삼로 신다 마다 맞지.
삼로 신다 마다 가서 취가도 되라서 취기라 상호다나. 네. 그게 상주 비슷한 민지 그들이라 상호다는 거리나. 신다 깔린 요 말에서 그 좀 제가 막 이게 뭐야. 아니 좀 뭐야. 그랬어. 이건 왜 그냥 열어서 This one, then also, the Mazushini to like that, people do to Songo Marwa. So they do a to me, and she can talk to Guma, the biggest Songo Marwa. Matuni Kubikala, someone check out Mazuchi, some of the you yes it. Who is a word that on the college they over on Marwa. With this one.
Yeah. 其實你哋其他堂你哋全部啲全他嘛咯。
你其他過嚟嘅數量嘛咧，其他過嚟嘅數量嘛，只能我哋數量，或者你嗰邊噶啦，什麼現在好多話，其實就係上班我見到咩啦，對，隔離現在有嘛咧，繼續嘅時間也許係數，
其實咁也輸咗咯。Yeah, so I say what His Holiness Lama says is sleep is the best meditations means that when you are when you go to sleep, when you go to your bed, then you do not think about other things. So you when you are on your bed, then you think about Dharma. You only think about Dharma, and that is the best meditations. So that is the best meditations to do, and then also that is the happiest things to do as well. Because when you're about to go to sleep, then you have nothing else to do, right? So when you do not think about other things and you only think about Dharma or Dharma related, then that is the best meditations. And I don't think that it refers to the kind of abiding and special insight.
Oh, 내가 저 가서 미세게 내가 깔리 적 말아. 그 가서 보다 지시해서.
Yeah, so it doesn't refer to like as a way to develop a kind of abiding and special insight. Yeah, so you don't have to do the things you're about to go to sleep already. And you have no other activities to do. Then you think about Dharma related, anything Dharma related, then that's the best meditation.
Thank you. Today stop here. Yeah. Sure.
Yeah. Thank you. We stop here.
I'm not going to go on the Latin. Yeah, but the water was not able to choke to the thing you can also consider about the put the in the thing is about the ship with the Java town. I'm done the amount of the nears upon you the daughter. Then you want she never Moima. You put to say Moima and the leech buckets and why I did not. Other than never know that so one young talk. That is about what you done about the measure of the page of the what you can even across summer. What you need so on the Latin. Get a budget from a bone, Sanji come over new to prayer with the beach of buckets and why I cheat down, the middle of the Achida. You know, so how the Mazo, very long as a bottom which who is somebody wants to do it, they but and do it to them. And you'll see, Kaya, new to Peva, or two buckets and machines.
We conclude with dedications. We dedicate the roots of virtue that we accumulate through this Dharma lesson. May it be the complete cause for all upholders of maybe the complete cause for Buddha's teachings in general to spread in all directions and for all sentient beings to experience excellent happiness. And we also dedicate these roots of virtue to all upholders of Buddha's teachings, mainly His Holiness the Dalai Lama. May they live eons long with excellent health, and may their enlightened activities and holy wishes be spread in all directions and completion continuously. And we also dedicate these roots of virtue to the world peace. May excellent happiness prevails in the world, and may the world be free of wars, conflict, disaster, pandemic, and etc. And may those who, and we also dedicate these roots of virtue to those who pass away and suffer especially because of wars, pandemics, conflict, and etc. So may they quickly be freed from their sufferings. May their negativities be quickly purified and achieve the state of enlightenment as soon as possible. And we also dedicate these roots of virtue to those who help others, such as those who help others financially, and also doctors and nurses, for example. And may their life be filled with excellent happiness, and may they achieve state of enlightenment as soon as possible. And may their good wishes be accomplished instantaneously. And in particular, we dedicate these roots of virtue to our beloved teacher, Khedrje Lama Sopa Rinpoche. May the unmistaken reincarnations of Rinpoche be swiftly returned, and may the holy wishes of Rinpoche be accomplished instantaneously, and continue to turn the wheel of Dharma for the sake of the teachings and sentient beings.
Okay, Jenny, so the
Yuande tendan doa kun la kamen na jiva jizu lo zang java yi tebe ni mo rin do se je sho jang ju sen jo rin bo je ma ye pa na ki kyu ji ke ba nyam ba me ba yang kun de kun do me wa sho jang be ba hui ji da ken ba dang kun do sang bo de yang de xin de da kun ki je zu da lo je ke wa de da dang je ra do mo ne wa rin bo je ma ye pa na ki kyu ji ke ba nyam ba me ba yang kun de kun do pe wa sho imi da wa rin bo je ma ye pa na ki kyu ji ke ba nyam ba me ba yang kun de kun do pe wa sho de ting je sun do ju be lang ji je si zi kan jin de lu ge me mo ting jing ya zo la so wa de so xian de lu ru sho ting tian kan de ben de ma lu ba kan le jun wei sang bei yi xin no ben jing ya zo la so wa de so du xie lu ru sho da be dun ba ge se ni rang zo lu sang ge wa yan se kyu ba je rang jia xi ge jia yo ma lu ben de de ben ba ju be ge le zu 你不只是当准备进这边话了，你让民众准备国家进准备进最老马说话的，马对中美国节目因为电脑马就做话一天了，几度怎么这边木头木新话一些的一来帮，跟大家说表述勤劳当天，表给老婆节，这边原本这边中给上对见阅读女性，要为各位新行的跟到的话马对中美，是这个做。
thank you.
Thank you, Ishala. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Geshe-la. Thank you, Ken. Thank you, everyone.
Geshe-la,
Thank you, Geshe-la. Thank you, Ken.
Thank you, Sheila. Thank you, Ken.
Thank you, Geshe-la. Thank you, Ken. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Ken. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone. Okay, have a good weekend. See you tomorrow, AGM. Please come.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Oh, forgot to invite.
Thank you, Geshe-la.
Enjoy dinner.
enjoy dinner.
Tucheche, simchanango.
No, no.
Well,